What's going on, you guys? It's time for the weekly recap. It is June 7th, 2026. Let's get right into it, you guys. Okay, so same story here. THORChain is still paused. We're going on about our third week here. You can still send and receive Rune. That's all fine. So you can send it to a centralized exchange or buy it or sell it or whatever you want to do. So that's all good. But we are about to get this party kicked off again. So we have a proposal for 3.19.0. That's going to be Monday, which is tomorrow at the recording of this video. So this is what the plan is. We're going to vote to approve release 3.9.0, upgrade the network on Monday, again tomorrow. They're going to enable this Minmir to quarantine the compromised vault, validate ADR 28 store migration. So that's going to make everything solvent again with all the funds. Verify the integrity of nodes key shares via the temporary key verify protocol. Unhalt signing, initiate the churn, and then we got to churn because there's a vault that's been emptied, right? Wait for the churn to finish, and then unhalt secured and trade assets, unhalt LP actions, unhalt trading, and then we will be back live. So there is a countdown. If you guys want to check this out, links will be down below. We have a countdown. So again, 1 day, 9 hours, and so many minutes. All right. So it's happening, you guys. So please, node operators, be ready to immediately upgrade. That would be so very important. So we're almost there, you guys. Thank you for everyone's patience and great job. The story still goes on, though. On Thursday, we had a really interesting conversation with a lot of different people. We talked all kinds of stuff. We talked about zero-fee stablecoin trades, limit orders. Kenton gave a marketing update on the latest stuff, added a lot of new languages to STO, and various improvements are coming. Nothing's really changed, guys. We're still having our podcast. We're still talking with teams, and this truck is still going. We had Joel from Dash come on. He had some questions about earning single side yield on Dash. PM came to explain that. Then Boone came on and we had a debate regarding the app layer. That was very dynamic. It was a big, long space, 3.5 hours, bit of a marathon. So definitely check it out or check the recap from Ray Analytics if you have not, because it was a long one. Saturday was a really cool one. We had Zephyr Protocol. We had Goose and Dr. Future join us. And this was a really interesting conversation. Zephyr is a privacy coin. It is a fork of Monero. Really, really cool. They have 4 separate tokens here. How it all works. They have like their own stable coin. They have block emissions, which are the yield. There's so much to talk here, but really cool team. And we're really excited to get Zephyr on THORChain, particularly because now that we have XMR coming on there, I think it's pretty safe to say a lot of the same work that we're doing for XMR, once that's alive and stable, we can just sling that over to Zephyr. We'll have to make some changes because they have more tokens than XMR, right? But really awesome team, really awesome conversation. Definitely check out this podcast if you want to learn about Zephyr. Really, really cool. Love talking to those guys. Cannot wait to carry this relationship on in the future. With THORChain being paused, the app layer is, can only do so many things, but they're still building. They're still doing things on their own testnet, right? So this is a lot to look at. So, if you want to pause the video, please do that. Oops. And you can check this out. But this is something we've talked about in the previous, updates. But if you want to just eyeball this, but in progress right here, they have managed loan improvements, fixing the ability for users to reopen debt positions after they've been fully repaid. Adding paid off labels to positions with zero debt but remaining collateral, additional button text improvements, and increased loan tab to match users' actions. Lending stuff are happening. Started to work on the lending page, portfolio, all this stuff. A lot of cool things are happening, guys. As well as remember that prices are going down. So if you can modify your debt positions, if applicable to you, okay, so that might be something important to consider. A little bit more here. We got some redacted stuff going, some docs, they got some WASM ARB slip minbips 0.7 to 0 they're going to be pushing for. So a lot of cool things happening, guys. So once a THORChain gets back and going, there's going to be a lot of action. I know everyone's feeling a little restless. I know I am, but it's coming, guys. So shout out to our app layer boys. They are continuing to build. They're doing a great job. Can't wait to see once we get started that, what's going to be happening there. And that's going to wrap up this week's weekly recap. Bit of a short one, but we don't have a lot going on right now for obvious reasons, right? But do keep staying tuned for an update next week, because hopefully next weekly update, everything worked good, and then we've got volume back and everything's good. So we'll see what happens. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to have a lot more content as it is. We may have an early podcast next week, depending on what happens. I have no idea. We'll just see. And always remember, guys, it's not financial advice whatsoever. It's for information, educational purposes only. And THORChain community does not condone illicit activity of any kind whatsoever. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.